Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com. Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Koffee Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carriacou, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Koffee Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
The NAWASA app brings the power of NAWASA's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
All right, and of course, we want to say welcome to another Mikey Live program. How are you doing, folks? This is where it all happens. We are talking about the good, the bad, and the Mikey. Of course, we have a few things to tell you about on the program. The Prime Minister says that they have delivered on their campaign promises, at least for this period so far. Increasing taxes on sugary beverages, tobacco, and alcohol is out of love, says the Prime Minister. And Grenada's PM as well is expressing frustration with the banking services. We'll explain exactly what we're talking about. Boy, our bread ran crash last night. The rest is history. We'll tell you about it. And the Koffee, involved in some sort of altercation on a flight with one of the flight attendants, and we'll explain to you why. And the squad has been announced for the Concacaf Nations League fixture against the United States. Now that's going to happen on the 24th of March right here in Grenada. So we have all of that and more to tell you about. When we return on the program, we got to let you know the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Coach Grenada Limited, Digicel, NAWASA, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Real Value IGA Supermarket. We've got also superb distributors on board with us as well. So blessings, blessings, blessings. All you, when we come back, it could be real news. In all you little, so brace yourselves. I think we have about a 45 seconds break or so. And when we come back, well, the thing, yeah. Remember again, someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credit. Compliments, Digicel will be back.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
All right, family, so welcome. We got to let you know, by the way, before we even go further, that the Grenada Football Association, they have released its 23-man roster ahead of its Concacaf Nations League fixture, and that's against the United States. That's going to be on Friday, March 24th at 8 p.m. at the Carriacou James Athletics Stadium. Head coach Anthony Nixon Modest, he has picked a balanced team, they say, of youth and experience with 9 overseas-based players, which is about 39%, joining the squad from England and the United States. Now, locally based players such as Pure Grenada Cup top soccer Hurricanes SC Kriston Julian, all right, and Paradise FC International Joshua Isaac, yes, got their call-up after their recent grueling friendlies. You know, they played some good matches, and they were good. We played Barbados, we played St. Lucia, we played Trinidad, and these guys they did good. Goalkeeper Jason Belfon, who has been playing in Antigua over the past few months, has also been called up, joining the other locally based keepers on the team. Jeremy Richardson from Paradise FC and Trishawn Thomas, Queen's Park Rangers as well. Now, young Benjamin Etienne, who was playing for the USL team, what's the name of the team again? Anyway, Charleston Battery, and Aaron Pear, who has had 15 caps with the national team, are in to strengthen the defense. So we have a nice team of locally based players, internationally based players, and they're thinking that that's going to put us in a good position to mash up the boys and them. You understand? Now, in the Concacaf Nations League, which started in 2022, Grenada has played 3 matches in League A, Group D. Grenada, El Salvador, and the USA. All right. So, Olio, we have to wish our local team all the best. I think we're going to do all right, you know. They've been playing. They've been doing the business. Yes? So, let me give them all our support. Olio, we're moving on. Now, the government, ministers, they pledged their continued support to Statutory Body-NAWASA as a sub-office is opened in Carriacou. Now, we showed all of the business yesterday. So the ministers of government, they have given full support to the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA, which has just opened that sub-office in Carriacou. Now, the official opening ceremony for the sub-office is part of NAWASA's efforts to expand the services, they say, to Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Now, the Minister for Infrastructure and Physical Development, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation, and Transport, Honorable Dennis Cornwall, he noted his government's commitment to water development on the island, the sister isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and called on persons to apply for connection. And I need imagine I've called people to apply. I'll go and do the thing now, man. You know, organize all yourself. You understand? So they open up the thing and they're hoping that people connect and they can just try to change the status quo where water is concerned in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Although they come here to stick. You understand? No. Last night, it was that town hall meeting in St. David. All right? Yes. So that was put on by the Prime Minister and his team. Now, first off, what we can tell you is that in making his presentation, the Prime Minister said that he was happy to state that his government had delivered on their campaign promises, at least for this stage thus far.
I don't know if you really need to hear me about our implementation rate, because I could give you a long list that could take the whole night. But I just want to make the point. If we say we are going to do something, we will do it. And for the first quarter of 2023, all of the financial and fiscal initiatives that we said we are going to implement have been implemented, and they're on course. We said we were going to give a $10 subsidy on electricity bills for persons who consume up to 99 kilowatts. Said, done, delivered. We said we were going to grant 100% concessions for persons in the creative economy so that they can jumpstart their creative businesses, so that they can train and teach themselves. So said, so done. We said we were going to reduce the VAT on broadband and mobile data from 20% to 15%. So said, so done. We said we were going to increase the tax on alcohol and tobacco. So said, so done.
About that, some people are not necessarily happy about that part when it comes to taxes on alcohol and tobacco and sugary beverages and so on. But the Prime Minister is saying, hey, this increase or these increases is because of love for the people, that they don't die from complications from the overindulgence of these products.
So we have to encourage the change in our behavior. So the increased tax on the consumption of sugar, carbonated beverages, and all of the other sweetness that the Minister of Health talked about, it is because we love you. It is because we want you to be around. But I want you to understand the data and the challenges that we're facing with our own healthcare. And I'm just going to read out some of the statistics for you so that you understand what it is we are facing here when it comes to our healthcare. Give me one moment, let the document load. So I'm quoting it. It came from our medical professionals. The 5 leading causes of death between 2009 and 2019 have more or less remained the same. One might have jumped ahead of the other and come back. But number 1 is heart disease. Number 2, strokes. I want us to understand that. The document and loading probably even want me to tell you all. Number 3, diabetes. So we have to understand, we are killing ourselves. And before we die, we are suffering. Because living with strokes is not a pleasant thing. Kidney failure is not a pleasant thing.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell. Now, one of the other difficulties that the Prime Minister has is the banking sector and how it is making life difficult for, you know, the small man, yeah, and some categories of workers. And he explains in this report as we join our colleagues at WPG10 for this report.
Big tonight, Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell has expressed frustration that the banking services, especially for ordinary people, are not made more accessible. In answer to a question at a town hall meeting in rural St. David Wednesday night, Mitchell said it is too difficult for people to open accounts.
Significant number of persons living in the region who are unbanked, which means they do not have a bank account, because it's impossible for them to open one. So if you're a fisherman in Guava and you live in your mother's home and you're going out to fish and you come back, they want proof of where you live. Well, it's your mother's house, so the water bill, the electricity bill is in her name. So what proof would you have? And what that means is then it leaves you out of the banking system, so you just spend the money. You spend the money, you have no savings, you have no credit history, you can't get a loan, you can't get a mortgage, and then what?
He said local and regional banks might be too stringent in some situations to meet what they view as compliance demands from correspondent banks.
It's because our banks are being made to comply, and in my view, they are overzealous in their desire to comply with rules that are imposed on us by Americans and Europeans when it comes to our banking sector. That's the truth. All of these paperwork, the compliance, the over-compliance, the 10 pieces of ID, the wanting to know whether you have a utility bill, the reference letter, all of that is rules that are imposed upon us by organizations in North America, in Europe, that says, quote unquote, they are trying to prevent anti-money laundering, anti-terrorism financing, etc., etc.
Mitchell complained about compliance demands being put on regional financial institutions from the industrial north.
You can go to North America and open a bank account in 5 minutes. That's the challenge we face. And I make no apology for it. A lot of the times, these rules are underpinned by a clear north-south divide. And the bulk of the people who live in the south look like me and you. And the bulk of the people who live in the north, they don't look like us. So that's part of the challenge. So it's not just as simple. This is the situation in every OECS territory, in most of the Caribbean islands.
He suggested governments in the region will have to continue to lobby on the issue.
So banks face what they call de-risking. Most transactions are carried out in US dollars, which means you have to have a relationship with a US bank in order to send and receive foreign monies and so on. And they are threatening to not allow our banks to have relationship with foreign US banks. And if that happens, it basically means you're locked out of the international financial system. So those are issues that we face, which sometimes threatens our actual livelihood. So sometimes you don't understand why you are being put through what you're being put through.
Yes, sir, that's true. Thank you very much, guys, for that one. And I'm happy that this government is really trying their best to break some of the chains that has bound us for over the years. And that's one of those things. I mean, these days when it comes to dealing with oh my God, to open an account, they ask you for every single thing. In some cases, you show up at the bank, you need to make an appointment that you get in the next week or two. Something goes wrong, you need to check something, you have to call 100 times. You call 100 times, you're still ain't getting through. The moment time you get to somebody, they put you on hold for 20 minutes, and then the phone goes dead. You have to start everything all over again. It has become so frustrating. Banks closing all weird hours in the day. You know, it's like, how do you expect people to do business? Come on, man. You have to adjust to our lifestyle as it is. No. Not just continue to follow a pattern that has existed over a period of time and say that's what's normal. You understand what I'm saying? Custom is no excuse or no justification to keep doing something. You understand what I mean? Anyway, like that custom talk day. The next thing that we have to tell you about our bread van last night crash. Our bread van crash. The rest, let's say, was history.
One. Bread on.
Yes, you might be wondering what's happening there. You might be wondering what's happening here. So after saving them individuals, after saving who was part of that accident with that bread van, well, the people decided to save the bread too. I ain't making it up. You understand? So they did what they had to do first. Save the people. Become a hero to the people. You understand? That's what it was about. These people are national heroes because they saved the people and then they saved the bread. John, no. Well, I never hear that yet. So this created a talk on Facebook. On one end, people say, well, things so hard in the country, man looting bread. You know what? Some people say the things so hard in the country, man looting bread. And then you have some others who said, well, oh gosh, when the coke truck, the crash, or whatever, man loot coke, when this truck crash, then people loot that. So if the bread van crash, well, they can loot the van, so they loot the bread. So big conversation on Facebook. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I say the people go to hold on bread that one. Oh God. But another bread they say put below it. Another bread here below it. Hold on. Let me reverse the thing. Another bread here below it. But your grandmother never tell you. Never put bread below your arm. Grandma never tell you that. Well, under the circumstances, you are excused, because you want to make as few trips as possible down that precipice. You know what I mean? So when the bread come up, the bread hot still, yeah. They say by the time one man reach home with the bread hot still. So that mean that man don't waste no time, From the time the vehicle crash, hero movement. You know what I mean? So we leave that bread talk day. You know what I mean? I don't know which bread van and anything like that. We live in that peace day. Somebody called me today and said, Mikey boy, we're moving on. Let me take out that pan out with that bread and I am there because I don't want the grandmother to be disappointed. Grandma say, let's say his name is John. John, I see a video on Facebook. John, that was you with the bread? John. But where you get that from, John? I teach you better than that, John. You put the bread under your arm. John, no. So, reggae superstar, Koffee. We finished talking about bread. We're talking about Koffee now. Koffee has gotten herself in a little bit of trouble. What for a little while. You understand? She gets herself in trouble for a little while. She gets herself in a scuffle on an airplane heading from Kingston to the US, to Miami. So what happened was Koffee wanted to pay. You understand? So Koffee chose to attempt to go into the first class section to empty her bowels. The problem with that was, who can guess? Come on, be a good student and put up your hand before you speak. Who can guess what the problem with that was? Come on, students, don't disappoint me now, be a good class. What happened that was wrong? What did Koffee do that violated the rules of the aircraft? Koffee was in economy and was attempting to use the first class washroom. You know that ain't gonna happen. So they say when Koffee tried to move through, the flight attendant stepped in the way to prevent her, from crossing over. And that's when all hell broke loose. Koffee got herself in a little trouble, in a little ting with the flight attendant. So they say, while the tensions were kind of high and things was happening on the plane and things like that, the pilot had to break from the routine, make a couple of rounds and stuff like that, and until situation was under control. And then when the plane landed, you had to be taken in and interviewed by immigration and things like that, and from the US authorities. And then they eventually decided to let her go. He didn't immediately say whether she was charged for anything or anything like that. You understand? So that ain't bad. Koffee is good. What I'm saying, I don't blame you. What I'm saying is, that's good press for Koffee, because Koffee is about to come to Grenada in a big show sponsored by Digicel. Big show. She gonna be here soon, in a couple of weeks. You understand? And sometimes popular people need to make news. You just don't have to get yourself in too much trouble. But it's okay to make little news now and then. Let people talk about you. You understand? So yeah, I don't vex with Koffee. You understand? So Koffee did not have a first class ticket according to reports, but attempted to use the first class bathroom, and so that created a problem. Folks, sometimes you gotta know your place. You understand? She by no means is not a first class citizen, quote unquote. But in that time, in that moment, in that space, you understand? You belonged somewhere else. So take that. Appreciate that. You know what I mean, though? It's okay. It's okay. You have to, in life, and that's my lesson from this whole thing, Koffee, thanks. In life, you have to know where you fit in, where you belong. In that point in time. Because here's the lesson I get, You not being part of a first class section of an aircraft doesn't mean that anyone over there is more valuable than you. You understand? The fact that you live a first class life doesn't mean that you will always get that treatment. And so you have to be humble enough to accept when those things are in your favor and when it's not. Know your place in the proper time. And in the proper place too. You understand? So I thank Koffee for that lesson. You understand? I thank Koffee for that lesson. Some of us, we don't know we place. We want to be egg in rockstone dance. You understand? We want to put our nose where we don't belong. Sometimes people just message me and say, hey, Mikey, that wrong. I want to tell them, tell me what's right. And they tell you, say, but no, that's wrong. And then you can justify, hey, ma'am, let me tell you why this is wrong. And then they say, oh, okay, sorry. You understand? Know your place. You understand? And I'm not saying that you cannot approach somebody, but get it right first. You understand? Know where you belong at a particular time. You understand? Some of us don't want to go in places, and because we are a manager, a supervisor, a business owner, and we step out of that, and we go on the bus, we want to take up 3 seats. Because everybody does yield to us in work. So you feel, when you go on them people bus, people must yield to you too. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Know your place in the proper timing and in the proper place. You understand? We're moving on. Let's find lessons in all those kind of like scenarios in life ending. Know your place on the food chain. Don't try to enter into a battle that you know you can't win. You understand? In that place and in that time. You understand what I'm saying, all you? A fisherman bring you on the beach and want to beat you, and want to fight with you. You know you can't be the man that way the man bad. You understand? Know your place. But here's what. You go out there. You go out in the, wherever you are, wherever, let's say, in the park. You're a great athlete or whatever it is. Don't let them take you to the fight. In their comfort zone. You understand? Wait for them to arrive on your turf. You understand what I'm saying? You get me? Good. We are moving on. A lesson again. That's a lesson that you have to learn. You understand what I'm saying? Man giving you all kind of treatment because you have to apply for something and you decided, you know, I ain't taking nothing from me, boy. I am an outspoken person. But here's what. Yes, you might be outspoken. But he or she is the person who is going to authorize what it is that you're asking for. So keep yourself quiet. Play the game. The man want to give you all kind of rough treatment? Yes, ma'am. No, sir. I apologize, sir. Then when you get your ticket or whatever it is that you are trying to apply for, whatever it is that you're trying to get, when you have achieved that, then you can express yourself. But you can't try to be, know your place. You're asking this person, even if it's their job, yeah, be humble. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You don't have to treat, fight fire with fire. I give you all a little lesson again. Somebody tell me to do it, and I'm doing it. Don't fight fire with fire. You need the person at the proper, right now, be humble. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I understand you, ma'am. You understand? The rain. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry that you feel that way. You understand? What do I need to do to satisfy what it is that you're asking for? You understand? And now you get your visa, or now you get you this, or now you get you that. You know, you could come back and say, so by the way, I think you could have handled yourself a little better. We all have challenges in life. You know what I mean? And I guess that applies to you as well. But that's no way to treat another human being. But you have a good day. And you lead them with that, and you walk away. Mic drop! Anyway, I'm talking too much on the program. Parad bam. Let me take a quick break here, Papa, and come back. And when I come back, I have the national report, and I have the weather for all you. So brace all yourself. We are coming back. Again, when we come back, national report and the weather. I get one tonight. We're coming.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com. Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Allied Laboratories welcomes you. You can find us here on Gladstone Road in Grenville, in the building next to Carriacou, on the second floor, adjacent to Dr. Isaac's office. Or you can find us here on Granance Main Road, adjacent to South Winds, opposite the entrance of XL Plaza. Contact our Grenville branch at 410-3488 or 419-1588, or send us an email at alliedlabgrenville@gmail.com. You can contact our Grandance branch at 403-3488 or 404-3488, or send us an email at alliedlabstgeorge@gmail.com.
Fit for life and Allied Laboratories. We're taking care of Grenada.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, located on the Carriacou, is now open daily from 10 a.m. Over 40 of your favorite slot games in a spacious and comfortable atmosphere. We're also open on Sundays from 12 noon, so check us out. Goldfish Slots and Pool Center, where winning is easy. Remember, patrons must adhere to all safety protocols.
The NAWASA app brings the power of NAWASA's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only. Batteries. All roads lead to Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries for all applications: cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, medium and heavy duty trucks, construction equipment, generators, boats and more. European made with the highest amps and comes with a 12-month warranty. Yes, you heard it right. 1 year with the best quality and price. Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries. First left of the Lansopines Road. Call 444-4323 or WhatsApp 410-8070 or 405-7010. Quality Services Limited for all batteries.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
No frills, just great prices at Courts. We don't just talk about it, we got it. Get the best in quality and prices on appliances, electronics, furniture, and much more. Up to 60% off store-wide. Protect your payment for up to 4 years with Super Shield. Shop with no cash and pay us later. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer ends March 31st, 2023.
National Insurance Scheme launches new unemployment benefit from May 1st. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Grenada's premier junior track and field event is here again with a bang. The Republic Bank Inter-Call Schools Championship is back at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. You cannot miss the intense rivalry amongst all secondary schools, athletes on the track and in the field. You will not forgive yourself if you miss this. The Republic Bank 2023 Intercall. Day 1, 2, and 3. The 55th Intercall Championship takes place on March 28th, 29th, and 30th, with each day starting at 9 a.m. and ending at 6. Be there to experience the special attractions and surprises. Main Pavilion, Day 1, $15, Day 2, $20, Day 3, $30. Season tickets, $60. Secondary stands, Day 1, $10, Day 2, $15, Day 3, $25. Bleachers, Day 1, $5, Day 2, $10, and Day 3, $15. Season tickets, $25. Children under 12, $15 Main Pavilion and $5 Secondary Pavilion. Let us celebrate the return of 3 days of Republic Bank Intercall in all its glory at the 55th Intercall Athletic Meet 2023 at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Bring your school, bring your past student, bring your family to 3 days of competitive track and field. You will not forget this one. Be there.
Welcome back. With the details to the news for Thursday, March 16, 2023, I am Sherry Ann Noel. From May 1st, 2023, Grenada will become the third English-speaking country in the Caribbean to offer citizens an unemployment benefit through the National Insurance Scheme. The benefit will ensure that protection is provided to individuals who have lost earnings and are unable to obtain suitable employment. Private sector workers, statutory bodies, established and unestablished, Government of Grenada workers, work permit holders, and self-employed individuals are all eligible. It will provide unemployed individuals with 50% of the insurable income. The benefit can be claimed up to 15 days after the loss of employment and continues for a maximum of 13 weeks or 3 months. The National Insurance Scheme held a consultation at the Trade Center Annex on Thursday, where Deputy Director Cindy Ansen Bernard explained how one can qualify.
What would be the qualifying conditions? So I must have had 52 contributions ever in my working life. I must have paid 52 contributions in my working life. I must have paid or have credited 8 contributions in the last 13 weeks prior to me becoming unemployed. I must have also paid or credited 13 contributions in the last 26 weeks prior again to me becoming unemployed. And unemployment will be paid from the first day if unemployment lasts for at least 1 week. So there's a waiting period of 1 week before I can get paid.
A contribution rate of 1% will be shared equally between employee and employer. The Deputy Director added that there are some eligibility requirements.
I must have been in insurable employment and under the pensionable age, of course. The maximum duration, as I previously said, would be 13 weeks. If I would have applied for unemployment in this calendar year and got paid my 13 weeks, I must return to work and work for another 52 weeks and also pay into NIS before I can qualify again. I must always be ready, willing, and capable of working each day. I must be actively seeking employment. I should not have refused suitable employment. I should complete any assigned training to me. I must be residing in Grenada. So if I'm unemployed and I decide I'm going to go away for a while, I cannot receive unemployment benefits. The individual will be required to report every 2 weeks. So yes, we are paying 13 weeks, but at the end of every 2-week period, you have to report to the NIS to say that I am still unemployed. And the employers would be required to submit a termination certificate once an employee becomes unemployed within 7 days of termination.
An individual who has voluntarily left his job or was terminated due to theft, fraud, or dishonesty will be disqualified from receiving this benefit. For the NIS to verify the cause for loss of employment, the employer must provide the individual with a termination certificate. NIS will also establish a job matching service in collaboration with the Grenada National Training Agency with the intention of finding suitable employment for beneficiaries. From consultations held with self-employed individuals, a new flexible approach for self-employed coverage will be implemented. The regulations are currently being drafted with June 1st as the proposed implementation date.
Self-employed persons under the new approach would no longer be required to contribute on a set monthly amount. So I can decide I'm going to be paying $6,000 for the year, and I decide how and when I pay that $6,000. So if I choose to spread it out over the year, if I choose to pay all of it one time, I decide how and when I make the payments. Total contributions paid is then converted to weekly contributions at the end of the year, and that is what will determine what benefit I can get the following year. The penalties and interest would no longer apply because we now have the flexibility to pay during the year when we want and how we want. And if I am both employee and employed, I can now pay on both income, of course, up to the ceiling, the maximum, which will be $6,600 presently.
Moving along, the government of Grenada, through the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, has launched the Nation Builders Project, which will help to improve the lives of people in need. Through government partnership with the private sector and non-governmental organizations, the project seeks to enhance community engagement by addressing the bureaucratic obstacles that hinder advancement. To launch the project, government has identified a pilot project WASH, Water Access and Sanitation, in homes, starting with the community of Belle-Isle in St. David. Prime Minister and Parliamentary Representative for St. David, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, told the gathering at the National Town Hall meeting at the Westerhall Secondary School on Wednesday that by 2027, government intends to improve the living conditions of each home that is in need, not only in St. David, but other communities as well. 23 homes have been identified for the pilot project. PM Mitchell appealed to volunteers to get on board to ensure its success.
It is the people in the villages, in the communities who are involved, who simply want a little encouragement, a little support. And it is our job to facilitate that. But the real building of our nation must be done by our people, for our people, and with the people. Those of you who have a little plumbing skill, who have a little energy left, who could help dig a hole, who could help use a spade, a fork, once the toilets and the face basin arrive, we want you to come and join us on the weekend, descend in Belle-Isle, and make sure that we can leave the people of Belle-Isle better than we found them.
Government Advisor with responsibility for ICT, digital economy and the creative economy, Orlando Romaine, explained that Nation Builders is an initiative to facilitate citizens' involvement and volunteerism. It connects government and the private sector to engage in community-based activities.
If I want to build a playground, instead of going to the ministry, and in some instances, I mean, not with this government, but previous governments, they get around, you get frustrated and you just withdraw your services. There's an entity now that will facilitate that process for you to ensure that your projects are heard, recognized, and that we channel it to the right ministry or agency for fast implementation. Nation Builders would also seek to collaborate with the private sector. So for example, I may have an idea for a playground, I have $10,000, but I need another $20,000 to make the program a reality. Through Nation Builders, we will facilitate the pooling of resources by collaborating with the private sector, collaborating with other citizens to ensure the effective execution of those projects. So essentially, Nation Builders is a facilitator for citizens' involvement in the building of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
So far, government has partnered with local hardware supplier LL Ramdani, who has committed 200 toilets and face basins towards Project WASH. Moving along, Health and Wellness Minister Senator Jonathan Lacrette says increased statistics on non-communicable disease-related deaths have forced his ministry to push its health and wellness agenda for 2023. As part of other programs and initiatives to drive government's thrust towards making healthcare a top priority, the ministry will launch its Grenada Shifts activity next Thursday in St. David. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell announced during the presentation of the 2023 budget in December that heavy investment and emphasis will be made to improve access to the overall delivery of healthcare on island. The initiative focuses on getting Grenadians to buy into health consciousness, which augurs well for the advancement of the economy. Minister Lacrette outlined the details of the project during Wednesday's town hall meeting in St. David.
The name of the signature event is called Grenada Shifts. And SHIFTS, the acronym means Safer, Healthier, Innovative Moves for a Transformative Society. The committee at the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs that has been placed over that flagship initiative, they're working extremely hard to ensure that it rolls out. It's going to be next week, Thursday. We're starting next week, Thursday, from 5 p.m. in the afternoon at the St. David Health Center to Lassages playing field. We want the entire nation to come out in their numbers because it involves you. It involves Grenada.
He explained that the event will move to each parish in the coming months, as well as Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
We want to endeavor to have that activity be an activity that is promoted throughout every parish. So we're starting with the parish of St. David on the 23rd, Thursday the 23rd of March 2023 at 5 p.m. But we're going to have a massive health fair, and that health fair is going to start at 12 noon at the Lassages playing field. So for all those of you who are home, or you might be finished working your shift for the day and you want to come down, come out and support the health fair, free testing, etc. You can measure your weight, weigh your weight, whatever. Yeah, it's just going to be, we just want to ensure that the entire nation is involved, and that is why we have it on a national level. We just didn't want to do St. David alone, but everybody from every other parish is welcome, whichever parish we are going to be doing per month.
The year 2023 has been dubbed the Year for Mental Health and Wellness by the Ministry of Health. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. Local and intra-regional travel are being given a boost with the launch of the Inter-Caribbean Airways new ATR 42 service on the Grenada to Barbados route. The collapse of the regional airline Liat has left a void in regional travel. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell has been a strong voice in the region, championing a change in regional travel that will not just boost tourism but improve connectivity. Honorable Mitchell says Grenada's partnership with Inter-Caribbean is a start in correcting this problem.
The fact that we have regrettably regressed when it comes to our connectivity, when it comes to our ability to spend time with family, friends, when it comes time to get the ability to travel for festivals, to exchange ideas, to really continue to grow the Caribbean civilization. We can't leave the islands. Essentially, we are, I wouldn't say landlocked, but ocean-locked. And to some extent, it really makes it very difficult for us to progress as a civilization. So I'm happy that I can get to Barbados today and get back today. Not so long ago, that was a routine, normal expectation that you could leave Grenada, get to Trinidad and back, leave Grenada, get to Barbados and back in a day. St. Vincent, St. Lucia similarly. So I believe this is the first step in that process. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to continue supporting it. I'm happy to continue supporting Inter-Caribbean. I've said repeatedly, no one is coming to save us. We as a region have to save ourselves.
Chairman of Inter-Caribbean Airways, Lyden Gardner, thanked Prime Minister Mitchell for actively supporting and leading by example in bringing about change to the airlift woes in the region.
This partnership offers new direct service between Grenada and Barbados. It will improve air travel connectivity and develop interregional tourism, an area that is vastly untapped. Experts have long lauded the great potential in tourism spend from within the Caribbean. If only our people had better access to each other and what our respective islands have to offer. Call me an optimist, but I'm sure the tourism bosses here will agree that direct flights offers more capacity and better scheduling will enhance Grenada's tourism success. Its signature cultural event, the Spice Mass, other major festivals and sporting events, including the upcoming Grenada Invitational.
Minister for Infrastructure and Civil Aviation, Honorable Dennis Cornwall, says this is a welcome addition in making regional travel easier.
It's very welcoming to have another aircraft that is going to be much more comfortable in terms of foot space and the environment around you, to be part of the service that would be continuing the leg between Grenada and Barbados. I know that route has been a very critical route for us over time because most of us who would have gone to Barbados for interviews to get our visa would have relied on that early morning flight to Barbados. And we've had some challenges. We do hope that we are now across that bridge where we can create a better environment for everyone so that we can continue the reliability, the sustainability of that aircraft between Grenada and Carriacou and further beyond. I know St. Kitts and Nevis has recently also welcomed the Inter-Caribbean Airlines to their shows, and we hope that the traveling public within the OECS region can be improved. I do not want to go back to the days of Liat when we had all our problems and so on. Liat 1974 is now history for most of us. I want to ensure that we can build a relationship between Inter-Caribbean and the government of Grenada to ensure that our traveling public can get the best service that is required on this route.
And finally in the news, residents of Good Hope and surrounding areas now have access to an improved health facility following 4 months of renovations to upgrade the infrastructure. At the handover ceremony on Wednesday, Health and Wellness Minister Senator Jonathan Lacret said the renovation is part of government's mandate to improve access to health care at the community level. It is believed that the move will reduce the pressure and dependency on the General Hospital and other hospitals throughout the country. Senator Lacret says government's health mandate includes the development of human resources and facilities to boost sustainable primary health care services. He underscored the significance of community health facilities in the process of integrating primary health services.
I don't want us to underestimate or undervalue the importance of these medical stations within communities, especially as it relates to the integrating or the integration of primary healthcare services that are offered at these medical stations. Because based on the geography or the economics of the state, some medical stations are far removed from the geography and the economics of the state based on where they are placed. And as a result, they are better served from the community base than rather being in the central base, because the majority of populations, especially in our small island states, resides in small communities.
Parliamentary Representative for St. George North East, Honorable Ron Redhead, commended the Ministry of Health for its speedy response to renovate the facility. He is optimistic that the improvements will be matched with increased productivity.
Originally, the contract was scheduled to be completed in 6 months' time, based on the information we had from the Ministry of Works. But it was a great pleasure to know that it came in under that time and that it's now completed, and the community can certainly benefit in a serious way from better health care from an infrastructural standpoint, and I am certain that the nurses will be happy and it will translate into better health care from the human standpoint.
Contractor Ashe Philip of Selective Engineering Company carried out the work on the facility. Engineer within the Ministry of Infrastructure, Dave Augustine, outlined the scope of work that was done. Over $150,000 was invested in the renovations.
The existing facilities, which offers outpatient care and pharmacy services, face the common challenge of not having adequate storage. Moisture was in the walls due to the flooding and drainage issues, and it had damage to the roof as well. The work generally involves some general repairs, which is painting to the entire building, meaning the interior walls, the exterior walls, the roofing, general plumbing repairs, general electrical repairs, and minor and roof and repairs to the drains around the building. There was a rubble drain done, which you cannot see. Several rooms were outfitted with cabinetry. New air conditioning units were installed and the old ones were serviced. The work at the Good Hope Medical Station carried out for a period of over 4 months.
And with that story, come to the end of the national report for Thursday, March 16, 2023. Now for a recap of the top story. National Insurance Scheme launches new unemployment benefit from May 1st. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry and Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sherry and the rest of the GIS News team. We now take a look at the weather. We can tell you that the weather is expected to be mostly fair and windy. Tonight's minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius, and of course the winds northeasterly to east southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, and a small craft advisory remains in effect. Let's take a look at the weather for Friday. What we can tell you is that the weather is expected to be mostly fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times. Winds east northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Max temperature for tomorrow 30 degrees Celsius and a minimum 24. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters, and again a small craft advisory will be in effect for Friday. Take care of yourselves, family. Before we go, we still would like to say hello to the folks who are currently on YouTube. So big up to all the people on YouTube blessings to you. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. All right, so again, we are bigging up all the people who are currently on YouTube. Likewise, we want to say hello to those of you who are on Facebook. So big up to the Facebook viewers. And speaking of Facebook, we're talking about Shireen, Kirin, Java, Suzette, Miriam, Della. Who's there? Dolores. How are you doing, Dolores? Rowena? Is that how you pronounce your name? Rowena? I hope that I'm saying this correct. Blessings to you. Michelle, Adonna, Cynthia, Claudette, Dillian, Bermuda, the whole sharing committee, Eunice, Claire. Anybody celebrating tonight? Yvonne, Diana again. Okay, well, have a good one. Who else? All right, so that's it, folks. Take care of yourselves, and we'll touch base again. The national report was long tonight, but you understand? Have me struggling. Who's that person with a name? Because I can't recall seeing that name here before, Rowena. It's Clovey. Rowena. I've never seen you on the program before, but all you know, when it comes to with those RHO words, it gives me a hard time, not in the brain, but here. Shireen. So, yeah, boy, that one hard for me to put. If I have to pronounce that name, Rowena, don't watch that. Oh, it's Angel. Rowena, don't come back on the program with that name because I find it trying to make life hard for me. You know what I mean? And so I got to exercise and things before I come on the program to say that name. You understand? Don't do me that, man. Where's the one? That's a good fella. You understand? Angel, what they say it's Angel, what they. So Angel, come back with your Angel name next time. You hear, Papa? Angel is much more easy to pronounce than what you're trying to do me there. Somebody say, I think it could be Angel. Okay, so it's not Angel. So if it's not Angel, it's somebody different. Hi, Yasmin, how are you doing? Yeah, well, yeah, that one. Bermuda blessings. Adonna? Or some say it's Adonna. Vicky, how are you? Oh, Rowena is Rowena. But Rowena is no stranger to the program. I can see based on the badges. Rowena has 3 badges. So, is no stranger to the program. Who is it? Oh, it's Angel.
Oh, Angel. Angel, what is that one, Angel? Hey, why Angel come as a in disguise tonight, boy? Camouflage. Yeah, Angel, he said I give him a hard time tonight. Anyway, take care, Angel. God bless you and have a good one. Sharika and everyone else who shared the program, we are also saying hello to you. If you have not yet shared the business, well, I do hope that you will before we gone off, because we're going off in a couple of seconds. So go ahead and share the business, all right? So guys, I mean, you know what it is. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family, Clovey. And you know what? Remember what we say? Know where you belong. So don't let nobody make you feel uncomfortable. And understand? Don't go in nobody's lane and expect to win no battle. And understand? Take your time and wait for when they come over to your turf, and then organize yourself. You understand? So all you, I appreciate every one of you. Really from the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate you. And even when I come here at the end of the program and see the very same names every night, you have no idea how that feels. Just to see every one of you here alive and well. Adela, the both Dellas, you know, all of you. I just know that your presence here is always welcomed. You have a place on the program because I'm waiting all day. You understand? It's all of us. You understand? And so I want you to know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So may God bless you. May God bless your family. And we're going to touch base again tomorrow, Friday. All right? So I'll see you guys. Let me do the thing. Veronica, you good? So let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja. No. Yeah, it's always good to give the food for thought. You know, if I eat too much, I'll get too fat. So we have to share food for thought and not keep it to ourselves. You know what I mean? So anyway, all you see all the way. I don't want to go, but anyway, later.